Grand rising to the collective. Man, y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos a week, man. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I ain't gonna hold you. Man, today we're gonna get straight to the video. Man, let's go.
The first time you heard me say that Sean Combs was a sex, you said I was a liar because I was jealous, because I wasn't his girlfriend, because I wasn't successful in the music industry, because I didn't have a hit record, because I didn't live in a mansion, because I didn't have diamonds. You said all of these things about me. Because I told the truth. You disgraced my name, my legacy, my family. You stalked, you hunted me. You harassed my friends. You put pressure on my personal relationships to the point where I had to completely disassociate myself from the whole life just so I could carry the burden of the truth. And I took that shit on the chin.
Potential UFO sighting caught on Apple Valley News Now's Skycam. This was on the news, y'all. Whoever was watching the news saw it for themselves. The newscasters saw it for themselves. Everybody saw this, but no one's heard about it. Why? Why is it that things are happening and we're not being told about it? I mean, we pay taxes in this country. We make the country run. It's us that makes this place so great. So why are you not telling us the truth about whatever this is? I mean, we're paying for it. We pay for this. We pay to keep you on your toes, following what's going on around the world to help protect us from anything that's trying to hurt us. Right? Isn't it how it works? For the most part. I'm not going to get all political on how all things work when it comes to government and all, because I don't know. I'm just a citizen. But I'll tell you what I do know. I'll tell you what I know. These things are still flying around. They're still flying around, and we still have no clue. And for at least the last 5,000 years. Take with that, from that, I don't even give a shit.
I just came across a comment not too long ago. Somebody said I like to smile when they talking about the UFOs and aliens. But they fallen demons. Or they fallen angels. They demons. Something like that, bro. All I'm going to say, well, if you think aliens is fallen demons, I think the ones that the government gonna send, yeah. Now them is angels. I mean, them is fallen angels. Them is fallen demons. Them is all that type of stuff. Them ain't real aliens. Because our 1%, they created those. But my question is, if the aliens come today or tomorrow from a whole nother place outside them out of the ice walls, and they come in and they say, look, humans, y'all not the ones we aiming at. We're going at y'all higher ups. And the higher ups tell you, no, don't trust them. Come over here with us. And you go with the 1%, then this whole time when we dropping this content, we doing all these videos, bro, you don't stand on the side that we stand on. You stand on the side over there. You might as well just go trust the government now. Cause them is the... There's good people and there's bad people. There's good aliens and there's man-made bad ones. And there's some ones they call reptilians. And they be running the, you know, trying to run stuff. So they always trying to confuse us. And they trying to make us think that all of them are bad. And they trying to confuse us and act like they human. That's what's really going on, bro. So when you tell me why am I smiling, that's why I'm smiling, bro. That's why I'm smiling, because when you saying it, you got it confused. But I don't feel like I have to say anything to you directly. So, but this one time I'm going to address that. Because it's a bunch of y'all who feel like that. And if you feel like that, then keep living in fear. But when you see an alien invasion, it ain't an alien invasion. It's being staged. and them is fake ass UFOs, and they about to put your ass up somewhere. So don't follow them. Don't think it's really, you better go protect yourself. Go off grid or something, bro. Don't trust them people. Don't think they fallen angels. Don't think they fallen, bro. You gonna trust the wrong people.
Ranch. It was the worst mistake of my life. That place is so much worse than they say it is. It's not a tourist attraction. I'm just gonna tell you what happened. I happened to be in Arizona last month, and I had a layover flight in Utah for like a full day before I got to come back home. And one of my best friends happened to be in Utah doing interviews for his residency. So we happened to be in the state at the same time, and we thought, I mean, like, when's the next time we're going to be here? What's a fun thing we could do here? We didn't really know what to do. And we're like, oh, you know, it'd be a fun bit if we went to go check out Skinwalker Ranch. It would be funny, it would be cool. And we weren't really there to look at Skinwalker Ranch. I didn't think anything of Skinwalker Ranch. I've seen that History Channel show. It looks like a bunch of quacks. It looks silly. We went there for fun because we know there's military bases there, and we were poking around. Oh, maybe we'll see a B-2 stealth bomber fly overhead, or like some F-22s. We know that there's like Hill Air Force Base over there. We were there to have fun, maybe see some military stuff. We really weren't there so much for Skinwalker Ranch. We just wanted to pull up, take a picture, then maybe go somewhere else. Just enjoy Utah for what it was. But when we pulled up there, you know, initially, the place doesn't look like anything. It's mundane, it's dull, everything's the same color. They don't really tell you how to get to Skinwalker Ranch on the map, but realistically, there's so many like private property trespassing signs. They basically have a breadcrumb trail that's like leading you to the front gate. Like we knew we were close when we started seeing all of these signs that eventually led to this front gate. So we pull our car over about like maybe like an eighth of a mile past the front gate, throw on the hazards, and we just are walking the line of the front gate, like the line of the gate to the front gate. The only weird thing that we saw, which in hindsight was a bit weird, was there was like posts outside of the gates that were like wrapped in animal skins and like looked like animal intestines, but they were just like dried out by the sun. They seemed man-made. They seemed like they were there to make the lore feel like actually spooky, but for us, we're just like, that's just kind of gross. Whatever. We walk past them and we get to the front gate, and the front gate has like an iconic kind of look to it, and we're like, all right, let's just grab a pic so we could say like, look, we were at Skinwalker Ranch together, and then we're gonna drive somewhere else and maybe go on a hike or like look for some B-2 stealth bombers in the sky, whatever, boys stuff. We're like, all right, let's take this pic, and I put my water bottle on the floor, and I put my phone up, and then I do that little timer thing on your phone. I don't know why I put it for like 10 seconds, just because I feel like I needed time to backpedal and get into a good pose with my friend. But this is where it gets really weird. Like, so I put on that 10-second timer, I backpedal. You know, we're a little bit worried that maybe somebody's gonna come out and scold us, but we weren't really thinking about cars driving by. But as I hit this timer, I'm backpedaling. There's a car coming from the left to the right. We're like, all right, let's just hope it drives by. Let's just get this pic. Let's get out of here. We're not really trying to ruffle any feathers. We know people work here. Like, we're being annoying tourists, but we're not trying. We'll leave, you know? Right as this car pulls up, this timer's like at like 7 seconds, 6 seconds, and a black Chevy Tahoe pulls up to like right in front of my phone. Of course, as we're taking a picture here, big ass black car filled with men in suits. And immediately they're just like, you're trespassing, you can't be here. You could tell that they deal with this all the time. And me and my friend, we just have this timer. We're like, let's just wait a second. Let's let this 3 seconds count down. Let's get this picture. And I give them the most like, hold on, just give us 1 second. Clearly we're taking a picture. This is where everything gets weird, and I can't explain it, and I'm trying to deal with it, and I'm trying to rationalize it to myself and make sense of it. Once the flash went off, like the timer went off, for my phone and for the picture, it felt like we entered a soundproof room. Like all of the wind and the sounds of like crackling leaves and just like the sounds of nature and like desert and ranch, it felt like we just entered a soundproof room, like somebody plucked the sound away from us. I don't know if any of you guys have experienced this. Like sometimes like some heightened level of cortisol, maybe this happens where it kind of feels like you get super hyper aware and like your eyes almost like crank up a little bit, like the saturation cranked up a little bit and the vibrance, it just, everything seemed like it got a little bit more color and a little bit sharper, and it really freaked me out that I couldn't hear, and all my vision seemed to be tweaked a little bit. I didn't know if I was the only one feeling it. I didn't know if I was having an anxiety attack or a panic attack, and I look at my friend Sam, and I could see that he's in shock too, like he's feeling it too, and then he's looking at the other guys, and then I look at the dudes that had just pulled up, and they're feeling it too. They're looking at us like, what is happening right now? What is going on? So before it was like a shoo, get off our property thing, like you annoying tourists, and now we're sitting in a situation where we're looking at these guys, and they're looking at us like, are you feeling this the same way we're feeling this? And then I see their eyes shoot over to the gate, and Sam nudges me, and I turn. Everything is still just so heightened and so weird, and I look inside of this gate onto the ranch, and there's this like glowing blue orb. That's the only way I could explain it. There's just this glowing blue orb, and it doesn't have any imperfections, and it's just, you can't tell what part is the front and the back, and it's just floating about eye level inside of the gate. It had no indications of what was the front of the back, but I could almost tell by its like slight movements that it was like looking at the other guys, and then it like almost mechanical, and then I could tell it was looking at us, and I'm just looking at this thing floating there. It was about the size of a beach ball, but everything in me, it was like it pulled fear from my heart. Every part of my being was scared. I didn't know what I was looking at. It looked so unnatural and so foreign from anything I've ever seen. It moved like nothing, and then it just kind of rattled and just shot up into the sky. If you blinked, you wouldn't have seen it shoot up. It just, like a projectile. But it wasn't like a projectile. It wasn't like a rocket. It almost zipped. Like, you know the difference between like a muscle car or like a sports car, and then like a Tesla that just zips and makes no sound? It just shot up into the sky, it zipped, and then it just kind of made an arching pattern and just kind of disappeared. It was one of those experiences that, to be honest, I would never have said anything about, but me and Sam probably would have been like, that was weird, blue orb, Skinwalker Ranch, that was sick, let's go home, whatever. But it was the fact that these other guys were with us that made this an issue, because we look back at them, I'm kind of freaking out. I'm like, if it was just me and Sam, we're just getting in the car, we're leaving. These guys are celebrating. They're celebrating like that was the best thing that ever happened to them. They were just acting like serious, get off our property, dead serious businessmen or whatever they are. And now they're like jumping around and cheering and celebrating. And we don't know how to react to this. These are grown men acting like that situation was amazing. I just wait until they start to engage with us, and just one of the dudes is like, he comes up to us with the weirdest energy, just saying things like, that was amazing, wasn't it? That was awesome. We knew activity happened when newcomers came, but we've never seen anything like that. They never let us come that close. And he's like talking to us as if that experience that we just had was some type of blessing. And then he starts like pressing us, like, you saw it too, like please, like, come in, like, give us testimony. And he's like trying to get us to come with him, to give him testimony about what just happened. And I'm just weirded out by this guy in general. Sam came to a different conclusion than I did, because Sam replied before I did. He just basically said, and I wasn't expecting him to come from this angle whatsoever. Sam goes, I want to keep our country's secrets. Whatever you need us to sign, whatever we need to do for us to go home, I want our country's secrets to stay safe. Tell us what we need to do. He thinks that these dudes are military. And I'm like, that actually kind of makes sense. And what we just saw might have been military grade equipment that we were not supposed to see, but we saw it. And these dudes are playing buddy-buddy, trying to get us to come with them because they're gonna, who knows? But Sam is basically offering, like, we didn't see anything. Whatever you need us to sign to keep our country's secrets a secret, we're willing to do so as long as we could leave. But this dude is just, keeps making it seem like he's pumped. He's absolutely reassuring us that he's just a scientist. His team is all scientists. They're just on this ranch to do research. And it gets to the point where he's so eccentric and he's so just excited about it and reassuring that he's not military and what we saw has nothing to do with the military, that we kind of calmed down. Even though what we just saw was so bizarre and a story you probably wouldn't tell anybody without looking like an absolute weirdo, this guy convinced us that what we saw was pretty cool in the moment, and he was doing research on the ranch, and that this would be really important for us to come and just give our eyewitness testimony for what they were doing. Then he started offering us things like, just come on, I'll give you a tour of the ranch. You guys could like pop around yourselves. We'll give you a golf cart. He was so overly friendly that in that moment, when you kind of feel like you're half in trouble, while you just experienced something that was so bizarre that like you just don't know what to think or believe, you're kind of in a malleable state, like people could influence you. And he had been here. He told us that he lived there and like he was always studying there, and then that was the most amazing thing he'd seen. And he just wanted us to come on to give a testimony. We could have a tour and we could leave. Everything in me wishes I didn't get into that Tahoe and go onto that ranch, once I closed that door, he seemed so friendly, but it just got weird once we were in the car. He was just going over what happened in such a theatrical way, as if he was like rehearsing the story that just happened to us right then, as if he was rehearsing it to tell other people, and he was like kind of exaggerating it already, and he just seemed a little bit off. And I wish we had gotten out of the car before that gate closed, because once that gate closed, he just looked back. I'll never forget this. This dude just said something along the lines of, if I were you guys, I would never leave. And this man meant it, because he actively tried to not let us leave.
Now, I do remember saving a second video from him, and I pray to God it's part 2. I did. Let me know, is he reaching or is he not?
I made the mistake of getting into the Tahoe with this guy. I'm in the back of this guy's car. It's just me and Sam. The gate closed behind us. We are stuck on this ranch, pretty much in this guy's custody. He wasn't making it seem that way. He was being eccentric and exciting and talking about what just happened to us as if it was some biblical level event that we should be happy. We should feel blessed that it happened to us. He's just talking about this place like it is just some sacred grounds. And he's just giving us the weirdest vibes. But he's like, hey, the place that we're going to, all you guys have to do is give us a quick testimony. It's up on the right up here. We're just driving straight down this road from the gate, and we see a building coming up to our right. So we're like, okay, we're pulling up. When we pull up, it's a pretty nice building. So I'm like, okay, things are feeling a little bit better. Even though this guy's a little bit weird, his friends aren't really talking. We pull up to this building, and through the windows, I'm like, okay, there's other people in there. There seems to be like a couple dozen people in there working. We pop out of the car. He walks us into the front door. This is a legitimate lab. This isn't just a building. This isn't just like a bunch of guys here doing nothing. Everybody's in lab coats. They kind of have their own sections where they seem like they're doing some type of experiments and testing. The scientists are completely ignoring us. And I know like scientists aren't in customer service, so I'm not holding it against them, but it was a bit odd that nobody at this place was speaking to us, even though we're complete newcomers, strangers. You would think that people don't visit there often. They might be curious of why we're there, but these people are heads down, completely ignoring us. Second room was like a surveillance room, and there was an entire wall. There had to be like 10 monitors on this wall with 30 different camera angles of the entire ranch. They were keeping tabs on this entire ranch. There was not a piece of this ranch that didn't have a camera angle pointed towards it. That's how thorough this was. So we're standing in the surveillance room. This is pretty legit. And the second guy he introduces us to is the only other really friendly guy that we met there. Everybody else was just quiet, kind of dull, completely ignoring us. The other two guys that were with us just kind of faded into the lab work. So now we're just with this guy who seems like the boss and this guy that introduces himself as Tim. Tim is just really eccentric and really nice, but he just starts talking to the dude that brought us. Me and Sam are just sitting there just so awkward, watching these two grown men interact in a very bizarre way. He starts debriefing this dude about what just happened to us. And again, he's just so over the top. He's just telling this dude in this crazy way. And this dude is just eating it up. And I'm sitting there watching these grown men talk about it. And I realize what's happening because they're kind of piling on to what happened with each other. Like he says one thing and the guy's like, yeah, it was probably this. And then he says another thing and he's like, oh, that correlates to this thing that happened last week. And they're almost working each other up. And at that point, I kind of see what this is. They're talking about this place like it is a sacred ground. They are fully bought into what is going on here, and it's starting to feel a bit cultish. They are talking about absolutely out there ideas based on what just happened to us, and they're correlating things that aren't super connected. The dude introduces us to Tim, and we're like, okay, hey Tim, nice to meet you. Can we get this testimony out of the way so we can poke around? We only have a few hours here before we have to leave. But then the dude that brought us in is like, actually, I have a meeting right now in the room that you would have to do the testimony in. So you're gonna have to do the testimony a bit later, but don't worry, Tim here will give you a tour of the ranch. And right there, me and Sam were like, we didn't come in here for this dude to give us a tour. You're kind of twisting it up on us. We thought we were gonna be able to do a testimony and poke around ourselves, but now it seems as if we're gonna have a chaperone. But we're in so deep at this point, we're just kind of pressured by the situation. And we're like, okay, I guess we're going with Tim. The dude that brought us in just immediately beelines to the testimony room, I guess, and he leaves. So now we're just stuck with weird Tim. And Tim calls to Junior in the other room. And me and Sam are like, okay, so now not only are we not going by ourselves, we're going with this dude that we don't know who has already shown us that he's a little bit odd. and he's calling Junior into the room, who happened to be a 10-year-old kid and I guess is his son. And we're like, okay, I guess this is a Disney ride. This bizarre thing happens, we're on this ranch, and now we're just in this weird situation attached to this father-son duo that brings us to this golf cart, and we're like, okay, I guess we're doing this tour. And this dude, Tim, is so much more of a quack than the dude we were with before. Something legitimate happened to us, but this dude is talking about events from like the 1960s that are just so weird. And he's talking about it as if it is like a rehearsed story from the Bible, talking about like large bulletproof wolves and poltergeists and just these very almost like folklore childish tales. And he's talking about it as if it like changed his life and his perspective. And then he starts going into about how this ranch is a meeting of time and space, and every question that you possibly had will be answered if you stay on this ranch. Like at this point, once we're on this golf cart and we're going into this ranch with this guy, we're like, no, this is a cult. We just walked into a place that has a weird religious feeling tie to what this ranch is. Even though they feel cultish, we don't immediately feel in danger, because they're just kind of weird, and they just kind of seem like they worship this ranch. We're like, we'll get out of it. It's probably like a 30-40 minute tour, whatever, then we'll get out of here. Tim was picking up on the fact that me and Sam were giving each other kind of like skeptical looks, like this dude is so weird. Picking up, and Tim's just going on and on. But I see Junior kind of like he's like looking into the homestead, and I see him kind of do like a little kid wave and like a giggle, as if like he sees somebody he recognizes. So I'm expecting there to be more workers or something inside of this building. But once we get in, there's nobody in there. It is just like a living room, a kitchen, and then like a bedroom. And like in the living room, you're just like looking in, there's an archway to the kitchen and then an archway to the bedroom. And you can't really see if they connect. You can't really see if there's a back door. We just walk in, and right away, when I like look at the door as we're walking in, this door is covered with 10 different styles of locks. Padlocks, the little chain locks, all these different types of locks on the outside of this door. Once we're in, and I look at the inside of the door, and the inside of the door is covered with locks. So right away, I'm like, oh, I don't like this one bit. Why is this Tim dude bringing us to this place that's locked on both sides? And I just saw little Junior just kind of like wave at somebody, but I didn't see anybody. So we walk in, I only walked like 2 steps in. 1 step back, I could put my foot into this door. I'm not letting anybody close this thing behind me. And we walk in, I'm not feeling good about it. I know Sam's not feeling good about it. He's tactical minded. He's immediately walking to that place looking for the exits. And I see a surveillance camera in the corner of this room. And I want to let this dude know that I'm seeing what is happening here. So I just draw attention to it. So I'm like, so what's that camera about? And he's just like, oh yeah, we're trying to get footage of the poltergeist activity in here. And he's being really eccentric and flamboyant. Like, guys, come in, like come further in. We're like, I'm not having any of this. I'm not stepping 1 foot further into this house. There's no way somebody's gonna swing around the outside and close us in here and we're stuck here. There's no chance. So we're just standing by this door. I see Junior still kind of like, as if he's like looking behind his dad or like looking to the other rooms, just kind of like giggling and interacting with something that's not there. And Tim walks into the doorway of the kitchen. And then I see Junior start to laugh really hard, like really giggle, and run towards his dad and around his dad into the kitchen and then to the left. And like I said, there's the kitchen doorway and then there's the bedroom doorway. But I don't know if they're connected. So I'm expecting to see Junior run through the kitchen and then be able to see him in the bedroom doorway. But I don't see him run all the way through. Tim tries to grab him. He's like, come on, Junior. Like, no, like he's trying to like wrangle his son. Junior slips by him. Tim has to follow him through the kitchen. And then I'm expecting to see him pop out into the bedroom. But neither of them pop out into the bedroom. So I take a step back towards the doorway because I think they're trying to pop out the back of the house, swing around the house, and close us in. So I immediately take a step into the doorway so they can't do that. They think they're slick. It's not happening. Then it goes kind of silent for a second. We're like, what's going on? So I look at Sam. I'm like, go check. I'll stay by the door. So Sam kind of tactically duck walks and like peeks around. And as he's peeking around, Junior pops back out from where he came and into the living room laughing pretty hard. And then Sam looks in through the kitchen and then he backs up. Then he looks through the bedroom door and then he's like, he's not here. And I'm like, what do you mean he's not here? Like, is there a back door there? And he's like, no, like that dude's not here. And there's not even a window big enough in the kitchen for him to disappear. And Junior's just in the living room laughing. And then Sam's looking at me. I'm looking outside of the door because I'm looking like, how did Tim get out of the house? I think he's going to try to push me from the back and close the door. This dude is nowhere to be found. And Sam is like, dude, he is not here. I don't know what's going on. And I just have this little kid laughing And Sam is standing in the bedroom doorway now. I'm in the front doorway. And me and Sam are like, what do we do? Then Junior says something like, we tricked him. Just a little sprinkle of something, like revealing what just happened, but in like a little kid way, as if they were playing a joke. And Sam at this point is pretty much done with this situation. And he kind of barks at Junior. He's like, where'd your dad go? Because we're not about to get stuck in this place and padlocked by 6 locks. And the little kid points to the corner of the room. In between the 2 doorways, there's just an empty corner, and he points to the corner of the room and he says, we tricked him. And nothing's there. So we follow up with this kid. We're like, what do you mean? What do you mean you tricked him? Like, where is he? Where is your dad? And this kid is like, I don't know. He drops him somewhere else every time. And then he starts laughing. And Sam's getting genuinely annoyed at this point, because why would this dude bring us out here and leave us with his kid? And now this kid is just playing little tricks on us, or like doing this inside joke to himself. So he presses the kid one more time, but it's like the kid didn't even hear what he said. And this kid looks back at Sam and goes, he says you should get that mole checked on your neck.
Today is like the first time I'm really hearing about Skinwalker Ranch, but y'all let me know if y'all heard about it before, any stories y'all know, or any stories y'all could point me to go look more into. I don't know, man. I find it kind of weird. As soon as I seen the locks on the house, bro, y'all good. Y'all done showed us enough. Yeah, we sit in the car. Y'all can go up in there. I don't know this place like that. I'm ready to go home though. Like, I'm straight. I'm coming like that. I'm about to piss you off because you pissing me off. So all my answers is about to be straight, direct question. Like, I'm answering it directly. Yeah, you can go, bro. I wait for you here. If he started getting too mad, why you getting mad, bro? I'm ready to go. Can you let me go? That's how I'm coming. You're like, why you getting mad, bro? You getting upset because I don't want to go up in the house? You sound suspect. You might want to let me up out of here. And I'm probably going to, I don't know, man. We probably just going to act ass from the jump. Yeah, y'all need to let us go. Y'all seen that? I don't want no parts of it. Whatever you need me to sign, I'm signing. But I ain't coming back here, bro. I ain't telling nobody nothing. Like, I'm gone. I ain't coming back. Let me out of here.
Right here gives you the ability to speak. If you come up to me, use your energy, and you will be able to use a word or a sentence. Please come up to us and give us information. Show us who you are. I'm talking to the creature, or what people call you as a demon. We want you to come and speak with us. If you don't mean harm, but if that's what people see you as, maybe you're a protector of what is said to be somebody buried over there that is a Native American. Give us a sign, please. Now speak into this.
Contain.
They're contained.
Containing the evil.
Use your energy, please. Somebody's showing us that they're here.
Can you help?
Again. Help us, can you help? Dude, that's that same bullshit.
What if we turn the light out? Complete darkness.
Want me to shut it off? Shut the light out.
At this point, we are vulnerable because we cannot see. So if you want to give us that sign that you are here, then come on. Please. What'd you just hear? Branch just broken. That was a thick-ass branch. Hey, come on. Please. What'd you just hear? Branch just broken. That was a thick-ass branch.
Dude, something's wrong with this area, man. There's something wrong with this area. The frogs are completely silent still, like someone's just watching us.
This Native American, was it an adult? Or was it a child? Or a teenager?
Dude.
7.
Young. 7.
Holy shit.
Young and 7. Okay, male or female? Boy or girl? Please. Right there. Movement. Complete movement.
There's like gravel steps.
Yeah, exactly what I heard. Come over here. Please.
Dancing.
This is eerie as f***.
Dude, dancing's part of their Native American
Their rituals.
Let's try this.
I've got an object here, a torch, a light, whatever you see it as. If you can complete the circuit and turn it on for us, that would be amazing. That would show us that you can understand what we're saying and you are capable of doing so. Flashing! It just said flashing. I said it right there. If you can turn that on and let us know that you can understand us, that'll give us a good indicator that we are speaking with somebody, please. So if you can turn that on, that'll give us a sign. There it is. Thank you so much. We heard about somebody evil out here. Probably somebody who just likes to kind of keep their distance. Please shut that flashlight, that torch, whatever you see it as. Turn it off, please.
Do y'all believe that, man?
See, think very clearly on why I'm not actually in danger currently. Because everything I have said is true, so why would I not currently be in danger? Well, one of the reasons is that I pay my taxes. Siren's eye. The other reason is that I've literally only said things that my family has done. I've made no insinuations on what those things may have been used for. I have only told you what my family has done. And those are people like 4 or 5 generations back. We've been out of that kind of group for 3 generations now. That's not to say they don't still ask my brother to join fairly regularly, but you know, whatever. And we've all just kind of agreed to let my grandma keep thinking that the Shriners were the best of people until she dies, so it's just easier. I know when people think government surveillance, they think that scene from the Polar Express where it's that wall of video. It's not. It's just a bunch of bots trying to look for specific keywords. Anyway, the internet's been dead for a while. Now, if you'll excuse me, today is the day my cousin dropped dead. So I have things to do. Bye.
It's been a couple times since she done made it to the channel now. Do y'all think she be reaching? I think she really got some family that's part of them people. And do y'all think she really be telling the truth? I'm still trying to put together what I feel. I'm still trying to put together what I feel behind her.
It's a fucking job, bro. Y'all gonna tell me this AI? So y'all gonna tell me? Welcome back to the Lugau series, y'all boys. This Lugau with the human eye. Look at that smile. Let me tell you something. If you got a dog that remotely looks anything like this, don't invite me to your crib. Do not invite me to your house. No. Because as soon as you open the door and this human jumps on me, I'm pushing him back. I don't know you, sir. He looked like 3 people in one. Dude looked like Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. He looks like Smeagol from Lord of the Rings. People who don't follow French politics. This guy named Eric Zemmour. You know what? I'm just gonna show a picture. So that's not the same person? Is that the same person? Look at the eyes. Look at they both got receding hairlines. Hold up. Both of them got receding hairlines. It's not crazy to y'all? To the owner of this dog, I'm gonna tag you below. We need a full video. We need a video. All you did was post pictures. We need a video of your dog. My fault. We need a video of your Lugau. Please and thank you. You have 24 hours to respond.
So this is trippy. You can actually see the batteries through the back of the remote with an Oculus.
That is crazy. Look, you can see.
Yeah, that is crazy. Y'all got an Oculus? Let me know if that worked.
King Dragon is moving, you guys. The nose used to be over there, and you can see where the head here once sat right up in there. And I just showed you all that it's having earthquakes in this area, and now this head is starting to face in a more downward direction. Now, let's talk about it. You guys remember that dragon that we found at the bottom of South America and Antarctica? You know, the one that I told you I believe is waking up? The head has moved. It has now turned and is starting to face a more southward direction. Look at this shit. Here's an update about Levi the dragon that we found. If you look here, you guys, you can see that the head has moved. This head used to be a lot more straight. If you look at the nose here, this is where the nose used to sit. It is sliding, people. It's moving. Look at the head. Right here, look. That is the spot where it used to sit. That head here used to be straight. It is turning, people. Do you see that?
So if it's turning, if the world was a globe that looked like Antarctica, that it was down by where the neck was at by the most southern part of the neck, then I would say if it's starting to turn south, what's the chances of it heading towards Antarctica? I almost slipped and said some words, some language that ain't good enough for YouTube's guidelines. But what if it head towards Antarctica and it start messing up all the ice walls? It start ripping up all the ice walls. What happens then? I'm just asking, what if that was the case? What happens next?
So there is a new movie on Netflix. It's like a rendition of Bird Box, but it's in Barcelona. And it goes into deeper detail about the Sandra Bullock movie where they had to wear blindfolds in order to walk outside. And I think they're talking about the Watchers. So in this movie, The Bird Box Barcelona, it gives more descriptive identities to the characters that made people wear blindfolds, and if they took them off, they would unalive themselves. One question I always had from the first Bird Box was, why are people unaliving themselves? Because they can't see something, but something is there. But there is some huge symbolism that I feel as though needs to be talked about, and I can show you why I think they're talking about the Watchers. And one main thing is that there are so many eye symbols, and they try to say that the good is really the bad, but the bad is the good, and they show it. So this is the movie that I'm talking about, and it takes place in Barcelona, and it goes into detail about what happened to the world's population, but there is one main character named Sebastian who lost his daughter, and he is basically working for these people to help people go and see the good. Not only is Sebastian making people take their masks off so that they go outside and unalive themselves, but he thinks he's doing it because he's helping them get to heaven. And when they do it, he watches their soul, or what he believes their soul, descend into heaven, and he goes on to do it. See, Sebastian and another group of people are the few people that when they took their mask off, they didn't unalive themselves, but they were shown something that made them want to work for these creatures. And these same people attacked Sebastian and their daughter and made Sebastian see the light, but his daughter died. So this entire time, this creature is infiltrating his daughter, and they're going around literally removing people's blindfolds and doing despicable things to make them get involved with these creatures. There are a lot of instances where the camera focuses on the eyes of the people who are so-called opening the eyes of others, and they're unaliving themselves, and you see their so-called souls transitioning to heaven, and this is what it looks like. And this is basically what they're doing to people. And this is the man doing it, and he has the all-seeing eye on the back of his hand. But at the end of the movie, it turns out that they were wrong, and what they thought were the good angels, because he called them angels, what were the good angels who were helping people descend to heaven, were really not. And you know how some angels had like a lot of eyes? Like these angels, right? Everyone says this is a correct biblical depiction of angels, and it really is the all-seeing eye right here. You guys, what if that is actually the bad angels or the watchers, and the watchers were making him open up people's eyes so that they would unalive themselves, which is literally the ultimate sin, and he thought their souls were going to heaven, but they were really going to hell. I mean, it would make sense considering the watchers or fallen angels did in fact corrupt humans. What if that movie is about fallen angels corrupting humans, and humans not being able to live with the sin, and they unalive themselves? And basically, these people were agents of the devil. Go watch it. Please go watch it and tell me what you think.
Collective. Anybody watching? Y'all watch that movie? Bird Box Barcelona. Bird Box Barcelona. That's a tongue twister, bro. But I'm going to check it out. It's on Netflix. I mean, Bird Box was a cool movie, but I mean, my sister liked it the most. I thought it was cool. I didn't think it was like the dopest movie. But I don't know. I'll check this one out. Hopefully I like this, because like I said, I didn't like Bird Box. If anybody has watched that, what's your review on it? Did you like it? Did you not? Good storyline? Bad storyline? Let me know before I waste my time and go check it out. But y'all know we made it to the end of this. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos a week, man. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. Hope y'all having a smooth 7, and shout out to the Collective again. And until I see y'all in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
I just check my account, sheesh, at the amount. You probably know